Hi, so I've been asked to show my process that I used for this painting, and well, that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna quickly talk while I'm showing this, so please excuse my rambling and my English, and I hope it's somewhat understandable. Alright, so the first thing you need is your line art. It doesn't have to be super polished or super clean, just know where your stuff goes, and it really depends if you want to have it showing later on like I do, or if you're gonna paint over it. Yeah, then the next thing you need is make a mask of your silhouette or selection, and just make sure that the opacity is set all the way to 100, and if you when you're doing the selection, use either the lasso tool or a brush, a hard brush set to 100% opacity. Yeah, and after that I like to do a quick color test just to check if the colors work all together and make sense in the image. Then I start selecting, making masks of all the individual parts of the figure. So, for example, here we have the fabric and the skin. It's always good to already get some kind of color variation into your painting at this stage, because it will make things easier afterwards, and you will get a really nice effect if you start, doing some very subtle tones right here. Here's the hair, then we got the armor and the fabric. So as you can see, I got a lot of layers here, and if working with layers is not really your thing, this process might not be for you. But it's really nice in a sense that you can later on still change the colors. So, I could just walk right into there and make it blue or green or whatever. Yeah, and once you got your base colors down, I start painting in the ambient occlusion. If you don't know what ambient occlusion is, it's not super complicated. It's just painting in the shadows that are in places where the light can't reach it, so mostly in creases, and where the fabric is very close together, for example. So this looks like this. You get a white base layer and then paint in the shadows. You can make your ambient occlusion layer super clean and super nice, but in this case I didn't. And mostly it's not really necessary because you paint over it in the end anyways. Yeah, then you set your ambient occlusion layer to multiply, and then you will get something like this. So you already kind of get a sense of form just by painting in the areas without light. And this will be your base shadow. So now you can just pile shadow and light layers on top of that without ruining your original figure or losing the idea of the figure. And that's what I did. So the next layer is a multiply layer. I used a very nice warm brown here, as you can see, and like, that's a small tip. If your base colors are rather cool, as you can see here, it's often nice to have the multiply layer, the main shadow layer, in a warm tone, so you get a really nice color contrast. Yeah, then you just, as I said, pile on layer of the layer, light layer of the light layer on top of that. Here I added the red light coming from the side on a linear dodge layer. And there's another layer, a screen layer with where I painted in the highlights. So you just kind of work on that until you're happy. You can always change the lighting situation if you want to. And it's really easy to also change the color of the light with this kind of process. So yeah, if you're happy with that, and you decide that you like your light setup and your shadows, you can start painting over it. And I'm gonna zoom in here. Just make another layer on top of your lines and start painting over it. It also often helps to make a mask of your original selection, so you can go there, click on the Mac, it's control, no, not control, I'm sorry, the CMD key. Press that and then click on your layer, and then you get a selection of your layer, and then you can make a mask out of that. So yeah, just keep on painting. Here I added another soft light layer to make to have a cool kind of soft light coming from the other side. Here painted in the hair, fabric, and you can go on forever and ever and render it to absolute perfection if you want to paint over all the line art. You can even, if you're very happy with your painting, merge it together at the end and then paint over it again. So it's really just a method for setting up your light and lighting situation. And I think it really helps to not get confused, because when you're just painting in colors, there's often so much going on, you can really focus on anything. And with this setup, you can focus on one light source after the other and still have it look like a nice painting in the end. Yeah, that was just a quick walkthrough. I hope it was somewhat helpful, and if you have any questions, just comment and I will be happy to answer them. Alright, thanks, bye.